Cenat gets arrested. He's out now.
Yeah, he got out the same night.
But he got arrested for inciting a riot. Apparently, other charges were being charged with him. Was it disorderly conduct? Was that one of them? He had, I don't know how many young adults out in Union Square for a PlayStation 5 giveaway. And we want to know, did he do it the right way? Should he been charged? Did the police handle themselves right? And I just want to compare it to when we had the conversation about Travis Scott. If you don't remember, Travis Scott had the Astro World Fest in Houston. There was a lot of people out there at Astro World. We know that Travis Scott has like riot music type of thing, where it's like a lot of mosh pit type of activity. People ended up dying from being collapsed. It was also hot. And so there was a big issue with Travis Scott, and we said that he needs to be held responsible for that because he was the one who had the event. He knew
he
the
didn't
type
organize it correctly. The
right.
security guards wasn't right. Some of the barriers wasn't done properly.
Exactly.
So yes, Travis Scott should have been held responsible.
So he should be held responsible, even though like they have concerts all the time. We do this like when things messed up. The person who's holding it got to take the responsibility for
Absolutely.
it. So the same thing, I believe, it's not a concert, but it's an event. It's an event. It's an event. And this is why I'm gonna say it is the same, right? Because Kai Cenat knows his reach and he knows who his audience is. Now, whether or not he believed it was going to be as massive as it did, you just gave me the numbers, right? How many people tune in?
You talking about to this live? Lives do like 5. He can have 300,000 live people watching him on Twitch.
Okay. All right. He also said that he was going to go home and do it big, correct?
Yeah, he said he was going to go home and do a...
so that's him inciting things.
He said he was going to go home and he was going to... You know how people talk. Like, I'm going to shut the city down.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. That if you believe that, right, that you're going to shut the city down...
That's literally what anybody says.
But it don't matter if anybody...
And not everybody has a reach.
And all I'm saying is he's 21 years old, right?
He's 21.
I don't know if, I agree with having to... charge him. I'm not saying bad things need to come to him, but he needs to understand like the power of what he does. And if you're gonna bring, people out to a giveaway, you need to have certain things in place. You gotta have right security. You gotta make sure things are organized well. You gotta make sure you secure places, and you gotta secure a permit if you're gonna have something outside.
Okay, so
that just.
Look, most of the people, if you try to give the homeless people in Atlanta food outside, you can't do that unless you have some form of a permit. And that's something that could be a small of an event.
All he needed to do was have somebody on his team research.
Okay,
do the research, and you would have prevented all of this. And I'm not, again, I don't think he had ill intentions. I don't think that he tried to be malicious. You know what I mean? I think that this is a learning experience for him to be able to say, you know what? If I'm going to do this again, I got to have X, Y, and Z taken care of so that we don't have this type of problem. And yes, we saw it. He was concerned about his fans. He was checking in on them. He was trying to help them breathe. Like, he didn't want nobody hurt or whatever like that, right? But you also can't control, once you put something out there, the effect. Right? You can't control the fans when they start crushing people at concerts. You can't control the teenagers that's coming and jumping on cars and stomping through people's windows out of these parked cars, and they having boom box and they dancing and stuff like that. You can't control it.
I can give you the key differences. The reason why it's not like the Travis Scott thing is because Travis Scott's his whole thing is that he's out of control. His fans come to his concerts and break their arms and keep going. They get concussions and keep going.
You just told me this man. You just showed me a clip of this man busting fireworks in the house.
I just showed you a clip of him in a house that him and his 5 friends rent, throwing back and forth, blowing fireworks. Yeah, that's a real thing.
And is that mean that's not out of control to you?
How is that? What does that got to do with
is it yes or no?
Because that can also show the type of that can also kind of show the type of people that he attract to his type of content. Because not everybody is in here blowing up fireworks in their house.
And the type of person who he is.
And they're all immature.
Okay, either way, is it out of control? Yes or no? Answer the question.
No, not really.
Okay.
So Miss McCall gonna let you do fireworks in the house.
If Austin McCall could afford to rent a mansion and live in it and then fix the mansion, Miss McCall wouldn't be able to say anything about it, which is the whole thing. They're millionaires and they're teenagers. That's the whole point. Yeah. But yes, he should have had permits and stuff like that, and yeah, he'll learn from it. But it's not like the Travis Scott incident. Travis Scott's whole brand is built on being out of control. Them people told him that people couldn't breathe, people were getting hurt. He didn't stop the show. That's not the same thing. He did stop the show. He stopped the show and then started it back. X is not stopping the show.
I get you.
So, that's not the same. This is a kid that said, yo, let's have a meet and greet. All of y'all follow people on YouTube. All of y'all
I see the comparison, but I feel like I see it, but I feel like it's still apples and oranges with Travis Scott and this dude.
I think it is too. But y'all have all seen meet and greets. He just so happens to be a big YouTuber. He hasn't done one in New York ever.
Was this a meeting? This wasn't a meet and greet.
This is a meet and greet. This is a meet and greet. He just said, I'll give a PS5 if y'all come.
So
he said he said, I'll give you a PS5 if you come, because he wanted people to come.
Okay.
This is just a meet and greet, a normal YouTube meet and greet with a big YouTuber.
Gotcha.
He can control that. So yeah, like you said, you're not in control of people stepping on cars and stuff like that. I have no idea where he could have done this with this many kids, where it wouldn't have got crazy. What parameters could the police? What could they have done? It's thousands.
I mean, you would have had
it's like 5,000 kids out there.
But he would have had to.
He would have had a little bit more organization if the police showed. If